Hi there, this is Jeanette Comerford for WHIMSY Stamps, and today's video is a card making process video. I will be showing you how I created this card. There is also another video showing how I colored this image. This is Little Helper from WHIMSY Stamps February 2016 release. So if you want to see the coloration video, I will leave a link to it at the bottom of this video on YouTube, or you can find it on my blog. So I took a piece of Neenah cardstock and I cut it in half lengthwise. And now I have two stitched rectangle dies and I'm lining them up and positioning them so that the second one, the middle one, is centered so that when I cut it I will have a nice window for my card. So you can see that second one there was really suctioned onto my plate. Took a little bit of finagling to get it off. So there is my window. And then the rest of the Neenah cardstock is going to be scored at 5.5 and folded. So I'm creating a top folded A2 sized card. And you can see now that that frame is going to sit perfectly over top it. And here is my colored image. And I am just sort of making sure that it's going to sit perfectly on the card once the window is on. So once I knew where I wanted it, I held it in place and then just taped it down. And then because I wanted a little bit of dimension and depth, I am going to adhere some foam tape to the window part of the card. Just cutting it in half because it's too wide. And I'll just put alongside the frame and then I'll just cut off the excess. And I will keep doing that until the whole frame is covered. Now if I'd wanted to create a shaker card, I would have just cut a piece of acetate with the large rectangle die and I would have adhered that to this frame first before putting on the foam, and then I would have had a shaker card. But for this card today I just wanted to create some dimension, but I didn't really want to detract from the image by putting any shaker components in. So I'm just pulling off the release paper here and then I will carefully position it over my card, just sort of lining up all those corners so that it is going to sit on my card straight. Now to create the snowflakes, I have a piece here of a double-sided tape paper and I just cut it to about the right size for the dies, and I'm pulling off the top, or rather the bottom, release paper and I'm putting that over on top of a piece of Neenah cardstock. Now I'm going to take those dies, these are the WHIMSY snowflake dies, and I'm putting it on top of the release paper here, and I'm going to die cut them. I'm going to run it through the Big Shot a couple of times just to make sure it cuts really clean and precisely. And now I am going to pull them out, and I'm going to use my craft pick just to poke holes at the back here so that I can easily release my die cut and easily take out the middle portion. Now you may have noticed that this was not filmed at the same time as the rest of my video, and that's because I have a new video camera and I'm just getting to know it, and I had thought I'd turned it on and I had actually I guess turned it off or not turned it on at all. So I didn't have this filmed. So I thought it was important. I really wanted to show you how I created the snowflakes. So I refilmed it. So I'm just pulling back the release paper from the top, and now this top is very sticky and I'm going to be able to add some glitter. This is glitter Ritz and it's very fine and it has a beautiful sort of sheen. I really like it. Now if you didn't have this, you could just cut these snowflakes out of some glitter paper, but I just really like this color. It's stardust and it's so pretty. So now I'm going to burnish the snowflakes. So this is going to help the glitter Ritz adhere, and it also sort of changes the color a little bit. It makes it sort of more, I don't know, it has more of a sheen. It's very pretty. I don't know if you can see the difference between the burnished and unburnished here, but there is one. So once I have both snowflakes burnished, I can just take the rest of that glitter and pour it back into my jar. So that's how I made the snowflakes. And so now we're back to the original video, so you can see I've adhered the snowflakes to my card, and then I wanted to add this scripted love word. This is also a die from WHIMSY, so I was just sort of seeing how it would look, and I knew I had this one that was still in the paper. I hadn't pulled it out, so that was much easier to sponge. So I kept it in the paper and I just sponged it with some tumbled glass. And this is just so that there's a little bit of contrast between the word and the frame of the card. I didn't want it to be really a huge difference, but just enough. So I'm going to adhere it with some Ranger Multi-Matte Media, and I have a precision tip on top of that little glue bottle, and that really helps to add these intricate word dies. So then the upper side there was a little bare, so I'm just adding some rhinestones in different sizes to the corner and a couple on the snowflakes, and if you add them in different sizes it doesn't overwhelm the card. So my card is finished. Again, if you would like to see the coloration video, it's linked below this video on YouTube, as well as a list of the supplies and Copic markers used. You can also find this on my blog dated February 15th, 2016. Thanks for watching.